Greetings friends, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is that you're watching this video. This morning we are working up here at the top portion of the area that we homestead in. This is where we have our chickens and ducks currently, and we've just moved them. The boys and I have moved the chickens over out of this area that has been just so mucky and yucky from all the rain that we've had, and we had some mulch here, but not enough. But we're moving them onto some fresh mulch and spreading it around. One of the challenges that we're dealing with right now is the source that we normally get mulch from, which we get it from the city. We haven't been able to get any with everything being locked down and shut down. We haven't been able to get them. We typically can get it free pretty much at any time of the year. So we're just gonna have to wait it out, and we're just spreading out the mulch that we currently have right now. Have another little mini pile there, but we really need some more. So we're gonna finish spreading this out, covering these areas that are still have some mud on them, so that way it just keeps them and has them a nice area to live in and be in. The area is shaping up, looking a lot more tidier. This is actually the flock of chickens that Josiah looks after. It's his flock. He's the shepherd here, aren't you, man? Yep. So we're gradually making things more efficient and creating better systems here. It's hard to believe this, and I didn't know this until here not too long ago. But years ago, there used to be a restaurant here. And for those of you who are new to our channel, just fast forward or rewind a little bit. For the past few months, I've been working on culling this area out, and it was just overgrown with trees and poison ivy and all kind of things. I've taken out close to 100 trees in this area, and you can still see some of the stumps that I'd pulled out with the excavator there, gathered over there. But the area that I've been working on is from way back there all in through here and there, all in through here. And we didn't get a number. We still got a couple of these that we want to take out, but in this area as well. But let me tell you, it has been a job doing all this, but I'm so grateful for where we are and the progress that we're making, and doing all this with the goal of ultimately producing more food for us, for our family, and to share with others. And in here we're planting fruit trees and different things like that. We're making it where the chickens, we can more easily move them around, and it was a challenge moving them around these different trees before with all the trees that were just stacked right on top of each other. But now we can do things like we're doing right now with the mulch and moving the chickens around and through here. And we're able to grow some other things that we haven't been able to grow before, like corn and beans and some other flowers that we can just give them more space to grow, in addition to where we grow in our market garden area down there. Getting it cleaned out?
Yep. I'm putting dirt in there.
You are? This nesting box right here is actually a nesting box that it's a commercial nesting box. And we got this. I actually saw somebody when I was going to the scrap yard, and they were scrapping these, and I was like, no, I want that. So we actually got a couple of them for us and some for some friends of ours. But they're really neat, and they actually have the rollaway where they lay the eggs here, and they'll roll down into here, and when you want to get the eggs, they'll be down here. So I plan to put this on wheels in a cart where we can just easily transport them. Right now we don't have that yet, but we're getting there. We're making progress. All right, we've also moved their feed over here. Now we got to move their water, and it's pretty yucky right over here. Just all the rain has just had mud everywhere, and just yucky. That's right, Greg. Tell them to get it, man. Water that we use here is gravity fed from the tank that we have way down there at the wash and pack station. And we fill it up, and then the water comes on over here, provides them water. So we're not having to give them water each and every day. That can be a tedious task. We're trying to cut down on task and automate as many things as we can. Just makes life easier when you have so much going on a homestead. Well, guys, I think we're done. Go ahead and pick up our tools and let's head inside because it's starting to rain again. Good job, fellas. We did a good job today.
Well, as you can tell, it is raining yet again. I don't know if we've had 2 days straight without rain in the past couple of weeks, and it's really making life a little muddy around here. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you guys while I'm inside and can't go outside, I want to show you how I roast our extra radishes that we get from the garden. I know some people don't like radishes, but did you know if you roast them in the oven, it takes that like spicy bite, that radish bite out of it, and it really sweetens them up. I get to use my beautiful new table that our friends brought us. I'm so happy about. It doesn't rock, it just stands here and does what a table's supposed to do. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna take my radishes and I'm gonna cut the little tail end of the root off and the tops off, and I'm going to cut them in uniform chunks. I don't know, maybe it just depends on what you want, 1 inch to 1/2 inch chunks, so they can cook evenly, and then I'm gonna put those in my roasting pan. And here we go. Here's our radishes right here. I'm gonna run some cold water over them and then put them in our pan. And before I do that, I'm going to preheat our oven to 400 degrees. It's really gonna vary on your cooking time depending on how big your radishes are and how dense they are. So you just have to check them every now and then. Do at least 20 minutes, and then you can always add time to it later. Okay, the radishes are in the pan. The next step, just drizzle a little olive oil on top, salt and pepper, stick those suckers in the oven at least 20 minutes. If they're not to your desired doneness, then, you know, by all means, cook them some more. But I want to show you one other thing that I'm working on for dinner, and that is some brisket from our friends over at Barrier Farms. Look at this thing. I plan on searing this off in the pan, putting it in the Instapot, and letting that do its magic. And I'm so thankful for local food. Barrier Farms is right down the road from us. I know not everybody has that option, so I do want to share with you another company that will ship directly to your door, and it's grass-fed beef, and they have other things too. I'm gonna show you. This chicken stock is Porter Road is the name of the company, and they have chicken stock, they have beef broth, they have, let's see, we have ground lamb, they have steaks, and they have a whole bunch of other choices for cuts of meat that I think you would really, really like if, you know, a local farm is just, you know, not feasible for you to buy from. And they ship stuff not frozen. They ship the stock frozen, but I thought this was fantastic. I still reuse this box right here. As you can tell, it's got my grocery bags in it. But all the meat that we got and the chicken stock came in this. I was shocked that it was still good, because actually our package arrived like at least a day later, and I didn't think that it was gonna be good by the time I got here, but everything was perfect. The chicken stock was still frozen, and I even reused this box right here. In my car, I take it grocery shopping and I put all my cold stuff in here whenever I go grocery shopping. And you know, if something leaks in it or gets gross, it can go away. So, Porter Road, highly recommend that the meat that we've gotten from them has been great. And I will put a link in the show notes below so you can check them out if you want to. It's been a little while, so I'm gonna check on our radishes. I bet they're done by now, and I wanna show you what they look like. Radishes straight out of the oven. You know what goes really good on radishes straight out of the oven? Butter. Butter, yes, butter. It is true, butter makes it better. Well, I'm gonna enjoy some more of these radishes with butter, and I hope you do too. Super simple to make, super easy, and you know, if you don't like radishes, you might wanna try them like this. And there's so many ways that you can do it. Mine is not the only way, but it's just one way that I like it.
Finally, the rain has stopped. And we see this orange glow in the sky, this strange thing. It must be, yes, it's the sun. For like the past 2 weeks, it's just been rainy constantly. And the next few days are forecasted to be either partly cloudy or sunny. And we so need that around here. We so need things to dry out. One of the things that I'm thinking about doing, and I want you guys to let me know in the show notes below, is doing like a weekly farm update of just a general overview of what's happening here on the homestead. So, but one of the things I want to show you is some of the things that we have done, as well as some of the effects that rain has been on us. This is a canoe that we sometimes use to go out on the pond. However, we've had it flipped up and haven't flipped it back over. And during that time that it's been upright like this, the rain has just been filling it up. I need to get it out of there. But it just kind of shows you a little bit about how much rain we have gotten. Even starting to see some tadpoles in there, I think. It's pretty crazy. And speaking of the pond, right here near the pond, we have a flock of chickens and ducks that have really been doing a good job of helping clear out this area. It was kind of overgrown, and they are really helping take care of the low-level things of just poison ivy and different things of clearing it out. Before, I wish I had some video of it. And there's a video when I first moved them over here, and it was just crazy, the poison ivy and things that were growing. I wouldn't even have been able to see these chickens that were right in here just because it was so overgrown, but they really have been tearing it up. And at some point we may bring the goats over here and just to let them help with the chickens of getting this stuff cleared up, because we have a number of areas that the goats would be excellent to use to kind of clear out the space for us, especially the areas that we walk and move around in. It's like, I want to get a system where you have the goats come through and get the brush and the stuff that is up here at face level from your knees up. And the chickens can get the things down below. And combined with our efforts, we can be co-workers together, just working on the land here. Just a few moments ago, I mentioned about doing a weekly update, but I'm also planning to do like a seasonal garden tour. And then our spring garden tour video that we did not too long ago, and if you haven't seen that video, make sure you check it out. Lacie showed her garden, her apothecary garden, and all the different things she's growing, and it's really doing a good job. And but just so many things are just wet right now. It's just yucky. And things have been growing well, but it's at the point now we've gotten so much rain. Some things are beginning to rot, like we've had some squash from all the rain. It's just getting like that right there. Just gross. Just all mushy. So I'm so glad that we are having a number of dry days coming up, because we just so need it. What about how's the weather been where you guys are? Let me know in the show notes below. But we have some other things that are doing well, like our eggplant is doing fairly well. And we got some peppers that are coming up. And look, these peppers here even have some flowers coming up on them. Fantastic. And I must say, not only has this been the strangest year that I have seen, that I've been a part of, this has been a very odd spring, with the weather being, it's been hot and cold at times, and overall it's been colder than normal. And then we've had winds, and then we've had rain, so much more rain than I've seen at this time of year. It's pretty crazy. And speaking of the rain, earlier today when I was washing and cleaning up our eggs and getting them ready for our customers, the kids moved our broilers for me.
So yesterday we got more rain, and in our broiler's chicken tractor, there was water beginning to build up in there, and they were getting wet. And they don't have all their feathers, and they were cold, and they can get hypothermia that way. And so we had to take them back in the pump house into the brooder. So now we're going into the pump house to get the chicks and move them back out to the chicken tractor that they were in, that Daddy and Josiah moved.
We don't need no more. Even in the hard time, you and I can weather any storm.
Yeah. I want to
sleep. Hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through. No limit to what we can do. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life.
Selah, I think we should go ahead and pull this because we can't fit more than 10 broilers in here. Okay,
You and I, the future is bright.
he does it.
You and I, we got it. We don't need no more. Even in the hard time, you and I can weather any storm.
Why don't we just set the thing down in there?
We got it.
He's feisty.
We don't need no more. Even in the hard time,
dude.
you and I can weather any storm.
This one was like, I'm ready for my turn. I'm ready on my bio. Grass. And I bet you will die.
Even in the hard time, you and I can weather any storm.
And for those of you who may have missed it, earlier this week we added some new animals to the homestead, and they are goats. And we have one dairy goat as well as her son. It's a little getting to be a little youngling, and also 2 meat goats. And here are 2 of them right here, munching on some greens, vegetation, helping to clear this stuff out for me. One thought that I have been dwelling on lately is the fact that nature can survive perfectly fine without us. They don't need human interaction to really continue to thrive and to grow, and things will just grow without us. However, we can bring glorification to an area. And that's one of the things I'm keeping in mind, is we have supposed to have dominion and good stewardship over the land and animals, and done properly, we can make an area really be glorified and maximize with using it properly. One thing I do want to show you, a plan that we have coming up, or a plan that I have for a project to do coming up. It's right over here. As I'm trying to produce more food here with my family, we're also trying to do so in a harmonious system, or create a harmonious system with the land, with the animals that we have here. So it's like a synergistic relationship for all of us. And one of the things that we have here on the property that has been here for some time is this little building right here called the pond house. It was, it's been here, needs some work to it because it can fall. So I'm planning I have this plan in mind, and we'll probably have Evan to help me out with this project, is converting this into like a pond house where maybe the kids can come up here and stay and hang out. But we could also bring in the goats, since I'm just talking about the goats, bring in our dairy goat and have it as like a milking station here. So something I'm thinking about. Let me know in the comment section below. What do you think? Should I use that for what I just talked about? Or maybe you have some other idea. Let me know in the comment section below. Well, that's just a little update of what all's going on right here for this week. Let me know if you'd like for me to continue these updates here on our homestead. And wish you all the best. Grow on.